Welcome back. You're watching Weekly Brief. I am Shweta Kothari. Rakesh Khar, Karthik Malhotra continues to be with me. And what's in your interest this week? What did we come across by the way of an interesting story that can perhaps help you in the long run or not, or maybe bring some more profit to another corporate entity out there? Is Jio saying, Rakesh, that it wants to file taxes? And the reason perhaps is very clear to all of us. Data is the new oil. It's the new money. And that's exactly what they want.
Guess who said that?
And they want more data from Indian taxpayers as well, which would be
which is
beneficial.
Correct, which is correct. But in the larger sense, tax compliance and tax payments is a cumbersome progress even after 11 years of digital India. Let's face the reality. You go to, I was having a chat with Karthik, EPO website, it's a pain, it's a nightmare. Similarly, tax filing is not that easy. There is a claim by the government that you can self-file, but it's not easy to do. It needs that amount of literacy and that amount of technology friendliness. So in comes Jio. They see an opportunity.
Do you file your taxes yourself?
No, I don't. I can't do it.
Do you file your taxes
Yes,
yourself?
incidentally, I do. In fact, I have started. I think to be fair, I think our systems start acting up when there is too much rush on them.
Absolutely.
When the traffic load of everybody waiting for the last day to file taxes, that is when systems
and by
act
nature,
up.
we are a procrastinating nation.
We are, of course.
So, we pile up on this. Now it was July 31st. Now it is September 15th. Imagine what will happen on September 14th.
But what I did not know was that while your tax filing date may have been shifted from July 31st to September 15th, if you don't pay your taxes, let's say in the month of August, and we've got 2 days left for August, if there is some tax which you owe to the government, there's going to be that 1 month interest on that charge, even though you pay your tax only by the 15th of September. Right. So there could be an interest component that the government adds on your tax. So I think a piece of caution that everybody, even though the deadline for filing taxes, you won't be penalized if you file your taxes on. Yeah, I discovered that just recently myself. If you file your taxes by the 15th of September, you won't get penalized. But if there is tax that you owe to the government, then from 1st August to 15th of September, there's going to be an interest on that tax, and that interest will get added to what you pay. So it's better to still file those taxes early while there is lesser
Jio
traffic.
Or without Jio.
With or without Jio.
So for greater compliance, I think it's enablers like digital technologies. Forget the name of the company for a moment. They obviously are a leader. They already have the data. Jio has 483 million subscribers. So I don't think that number is the number that pays for taxes in one unit. So I don't think data is the issue. I believe increasingly from a personal finance perspective, stories that you use, there is need for greater facilitators and enablers. And it is for the companies who are responsible and involved in this to have that moralistic compass that they don't share data and misuse it. That apart, citizens also have to be a little more careful about when they pass out their Aadhaar card and driving licenses, how they use. For instance, whenever you give it to a bank or any other, you have to sign it saying that this is the purpose and put a signature to that and then put a date to that. And cross it.
Right.
If you give it without that, there is every chance that there are people who will misuse it.
You're right. But can I just disagree slightly on the point you were making on the moral compass? While I'm not contesting companies, and I won't name it, companies like Reliance, JioFinance Services, for example, I'm not contesting them having or not having a moral compass. But I think at the end of the day, what drives capitalism is the sheer gamut of eventually making money. So 24 rupees to file taxes.
That's very legit.
I'm not disputing that. I'm saying, 24 rupees to file taxes is not altruistic by any stretch of imagination. It is that deep discounting which we've seen e-com companies do. We've seen zero brokerage companies do.
Jio itself doing
with Jio itself doing
right.
So it's basically deep discounting to, like you started off by saying, getting more people into the fold of JFS.
That's right.
JFS wants to become a full-fledged financial services organization.
So
it has license to become an AMC.
Yeah.
It wants to get into loans. It wants to get into zero discount brokerage. It has ambitious plans. And if it gets access to more data than the 400, 500 million numbers that we're talking about, I think it's going to be able to use that data,
but
leverage that
we need more
data.
and more digital buddies, not just Reliance. I would have imagined a startup who is bottoms up. And there are some startups that, really have enabled quality of life to improve when it comes to EPFO. So,
100%.
so those are the requirement of many such companies from the startup ecosystem in the fintech arena is welcome. Yes, we have to be responsible. Companies have to be responsible for what they do with that data.
All right, so Jio could perhaps be asking, because it needs more data by the way of who to sell mutual funds to, give insurance to, perhaps give loans to, because that's the plan going forward.
Big data, right? Big data is bigger than oil, I would say.
That's right.
All right, big data is bigger than oil, and Jio's
Reliance is in both.
and Jio is hoping to file your taxes for
Chartered
you at
accounts
a
need to
very
pay by
minimal.
chartered accountants.
100%
First
chartered
casualty.
Yeah.
At a very minimal price. Remember, there are other players out there as well which help you file taxes. So on taxes, file your taxes before 15th of September, as Karthik pointed out. But you could enlist Jio's help or any other entity out there in the market. But that's all we have in Weekly Brief for you. See you next week.